South Africa doesn't have a groove culture. We have a coping culture. Now, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of us who go to groove for pure enjoyment or entertainment. But there's a subtle and painful underlying reason as to why the vast majority of our people look forward to Friday nights at the club almost more than they do their own futures. There isn't a weekend that goes by where clubs aren't packed and bottles aren't flowing. But when you really look at it, deep down, it's not a celebration, it's an escape. How I see it, the youth aren't addicted to fun. It's like they're addicted to forgetting. Because when there's no job, no hope, no future, no real trust in the system, the only place left for us to really feel alive is in the club. On top of those issues, South Africa has a very serious problem with mental health issues, especially amongst the youth. And if we're going to be completely real, a lot of us don't dance because we're truly happy. We dance because we're tired of crying, because we're tired of suffering. Alcohol and partying have almost become like therapy for a lot of people. I've always maintained that a large part of South Africa's groove culture is deeply rooted in hopelessness, hardship, and pain. South Africa's youth aren't living, they're escaping. And just to remind you, as long as the youth stays intoxicated, the system stays in control.
And this is a conversation that our generation isn't ready for, but groove culture is slowly destroying our growth. We have built a lifestyle around escaping reality instead of improving it. Every weekend we refill our glasses but empty our pockets. And we invest more in vibes than in vision. And trust me, there's nothing wrong with having fun, but when fun becomes your escape, your dreams becomes the sacrifice. We keep saying that we deserve to have fun, but what exactly are we celebrating when our goals are still waiting for us on Monday? And we spend more money on expensive outfits and entrance fee than we do to our dreams. We call it balance, but deep down we know it's avoidance. Because when the music stops and the lights come on, reality will still greet us where we left it. Our generation is addicted to fun but allergic to discipline. And here's the truth. Fun feels great when you're not running away from yourself. It feels so different. Because one thing that I can tell you for sure is that whatever that you choose to spend your time is actually what you become.
Groove, bumnandi. How many people sacrifice everything just to be at a DJ Fresh gig?
Yes. Including their bodies, their private parts, their sanity, their states of consciousness in terms of drug induction.
Groove culture, bumnandi, is that not a prison?
And it's an addictive prison. You live your whole week suffering through the tunnel and the stress to try and escape to that thing that is also imprisoning you in some way. How do you find self? Is it silence? I wanted to say this, sorry, and I apologize for mentioning something personal to him. My brother Penson speaks about how he hates being alone and he's scared of being alone with his thoughts. And I know he's not the only one. Because my suggestion would be to find yourself, get as far away from the noise, the external noise, so that you can silence external and listen internal to the noise. But now you start finding that there are people that are like, I want to go to the external because it drowns out the internal, because the internal might tell me things I don't want to hear.
Like I said, I've taken people to the most quietest places in South Africa. When you're there, if you hear a car, it would be about 4 hours in between, right? The rest is just birds and wind. It's so quiet. If mina now was kulumi, akunanexo izwayo. But one person I've taken there came back saying it's so loud.
So loud.
Now you ask yourself, what was loud? Because externally there was no sound. Too many people are afraid to go inside them.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
Happy prices at clubs.
Happy prices at clubs? What about groove culture in its entirety? And you guys can come at me all you want, but I won't stop talking about this. The truth is, groove culture is a scam that's being normalized in this country. Everyone wants to talk about the vibes that come with groove culture, but no one wants to talk about the problems, the underlying issues. No one wants to talk about the underage drinking that takes part in groove culture. You see kids, 14-year-olds at clubs. What do they know about restrictions when it comes to drinking? What about the alcoholism that arises due to groove culture? You can't deny that this country has a drinking problem, because if you do, then you're delusional. What about the girls who get taken advantage of at clubs, raped, abducted, human trafficked? Groove culture literally is enabling the rape culture that's happening in this country. Groove culture is setting back our economy. People would rather groove than work. The problem is South Africans know no balance when it comes to groove. But hey, who am I to ruin everyone's fun? But you know deep down the truth. We're normalizing a culture that's setting back our people in our country.
Millennials, this video is for you guys. If you were born between 1980 to 1996, this video is for you. How does it feel like to be God's favorite? Because you guys got to experience club culture before there were sections and VIP and popping bottles and people buying bottles. You got to experience club culture and groove where people were actually dancing on the floor. Now everyone is too cool for school. There's social media. If you say anything or you dance weird, you're gonna trend online. Like, millennials got to experience club culture before social media, before anyone cared about how they were perceived. Manje, I can't even because like I can't even go crazy. Like, there's no dancing, everyone is on their section. This I know. Like, I'm jealous of millennials and the fact that they got to experience like a groove, man. Like a groove where people are coming back at 5 a.m. and they are hitchhiking because there's no Uber. This sounds like fun. Manje, it's about who you know. How can you enter in the door? No one is dancing on the floor. You have to spend amount of money for you to get a table. When it's our time to dance, now everyone is caring about how they are going to be perceived online. You can't do too much because you're going to trend. This is not fair. I want to dance. I want to go back to dance floor. Why? Like, why can't we experience that? So every time I listen to like millennials share about dance, like going to groove in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, just before social media became a thing, they always talk about how fun it was. So I'm interested to find out if you experience like groove culture in the 2000s and now fast forward 20 years later, you see how it is now. I'm sure you guys are disappointed with, no one is dancing. You have to spend amount of money to get in. This is not the groove I was promised, Mina, when I was listening to people talk about
the groove culture. I wonder when we're going to be honest about it. A culture that quietly kills dreams while pretending to celebrate freedom. A culture that feeds envy and jealousy, where worth is measured by how much alcohol you can handle or how much money you can spend. A culture where women slowly become products and men customers. And let me be clear, this is not to shame anyone. I already know some people want to punch me in the face. I mean, that's fine. If truth costs comfort, then I'm willing to pay. This is a culture where it's now normal for 50-year-olds to hook up with 18-year-olds or 20-year-olds, where salt and grape are common stories, but really confronted honestly, where lives are lost, yet we keep protecting the system that keeps producing the same outcomes, all to satisfy one thing, the flesh. And no, I'm not a saint. I've been there. I've been part of it. And all it ever really did to me was blind me to truth, blind me to purpose, kill my soul while wounding my spirit. It left me with nothing but an identity crisis and questions I didn't want to answer. The saddest part is that it's now normal. So normal that if you don't drink, don't smoke, don't party, you're the strange one. You're boring, you're missing out. A culture of masks. Everyone pretending they are fine. Everyone acting like they are in control. While souls are quietly being collected and piled up. And then morning comes and the question follows. Why do I feel so heavy? Works of darkness, the Bible calls it. And notice how it thrives at night. The perfect environment for deception. The perfect time for the enemy to work. I mean, it's dark after all. It promises 12 hours of happiness and steals a lifetime of joy and peace. This culture has shaped and wasted lives. Marriages have collapsed. Jobs have been lost. Identities consumed. Sexuality is compromised. Purpose buried. Love eroded. Friends turned on friends. Partners caught cheating. Elders exposed with children. And I can't help but wonder, what would the numbers look like if this culture did not exist? The assault, the crime, the murders, the rape, I wonder if you watching this would have discovered your power by now. Discovered that you're meant for so much more than surviving on weekends and recovering on Mondays. And what breaks me most is that many don't realize what it's actually doing to them. Because society told us that this is life. So participating feels normal. It feels necessary and belonging. Ballers and baddies people have become. And yet God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule. It's wild how we were created to rule, yet we are being ruled by something we call life. And that is the 175 of waking up to nature I've seen weekday. This is the day that the Lord has made, and so today, let us rejoice and be glad in it.